If you've been in the MMORPG scene lately, there's a good chance you may have heard of the title Tower of Fantasy. It's an anime-inspired MMO being developed by Hotta Studios using Unreal Engine, and it's looking to be a mix of action RPG, open world exploration, puzzles, and a lot more. In this video, I'm going to go through my thoughts on the game itself. There's honestly a lot to unpack here, so let's break it down one piece at a time. I've played the beta for this game, so I can give you some personal thoughts of what I think. And generally, I'm actually really looking forward to this one. In recent time I've played it, it's looking so much better now than it did roughly 2 years ago. There's a ton to polish through this game, and that shines through just about every aspect, including the design, the music, the animation, and even the gameplay. The developers have learned from what users have been telling them, and it looks like it really paid off for them. So, for starters, the story is told through these beautifully animated cutscenes, reminiscent of the cel-shaded style seen in something like Genshin Impact or Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. All cutscenes are also fully voice acted, which is a big plus in my book and adds huge value to the experience.
Welcome to the new world.
After a brief cutscene that throws you into battle, you get to build your own character, and the game immediately starts from there. So right off the bat, I love how the movement in this game feels. It's smooth and snappy, sort of like the feeling movement has in Nier Automata. But full disclosure, I don't actually play much Genshin Impact, so I can't really comment on how it feels versus something like that. But at least from a visual perspective, it looks like these two games share a lot in common. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing will depend on your own personal preferences. So is the story any good? I personally think it's interesting so far, at least from the beginning, and I'm curious to see where it goes. It takes place on a planet called Ada, and one day there was a calamity that took place which almost destroyed everything. The story is focused mainly on humanity's restoration efforts, and there's a lot going on, which is making it difficult for me to explain exactly what's happening. You just gotta check it out for yourself. But I imagine things become clear if I were to play more of the game. But when it comes to the gameplay, there's a lot going on, and generally I think that's a good thing. It's a bit simple to start with, your basic sword slashes, and there's telegraphed attacks that you need to dodge, but I'm sure as time goes on and you go through the levels, you'll unlock more complex abilities and really get into the meat of it. But overall, seems like a solid foundation to build off of. Another thing that I wanted to mention was how the character unlocking system works. So when you unlock a weapon, you get a character skin, which basically means you're using the weapon of a really well-designed and solid looking character. It's an interesting thing to put in an MMO where so much of the focus is usually on an unchanging character, but it's nice to see a fresh way to sort of assume different roles as one person, if that makes any sense. So if you played Genshin Impact, it's similar to that. You can unlock these weapons through a gacha system like what I've seen in the past, which no doubt will be the main way this company makes money. The readiness rates seem okay for the time being, but it's hard to say. I didn't get too much of the featured weapons, although I might have just got unlucky. Overall, I'm not even annoyed that there's so much that's similar to this in Genshin Impact. I mean, in 2021, Genshin Impact was the 5th highest grossing mobile app worldwide. They made over
$1.8 billion.
Yes, $1 billion that year, only beaten out by things like TikTok and PUBG Mobile. So it's not hard to see why you want to create a competitive game to this. The way I see it, one of the two things will happen. Either this game gets huge and I'm happy to play it, or this game just gets big and starts giving Genshin Impact a run for its money. And then Genshin is made into a better game due to the competition. Personally, I'm really hoping first option happens, as I had a lot of fun generally in this game, and I'd love to give it a real shot. Again, I love the way it looks, definitely different than a lot of games out there, but I can't wait to see what happens when it gets finished. But even that aside, to me, it's still an argument of apples and oranges. These games look similar on the surface. There's a lot to Tower Fantasy that separates from Genshin Impact, specifically the MMORPG nature of the game, which many of the game's mechanics revolve around. So what do you guys think? Did you get a chance to try this out in open beta? I'm going to show you guys my reaction to the actual trailer sometime in a future video, but let me know in your comments below. I'm happy to read and respond to what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.